Hello, everybody. I'm Drewski McGillicuddy. Actually, no, I'm not. That's not my name. That's apparently what I wrote down for the name of the channel. I don't know. It's been a really long time. But I figured I'll go ahead and make a second video because I want to get this channel started and I need practice. And practice makes perfect. Am I right? So I'm going to do a list of my favorite, well, some of my favorite. I'm going to do 10 of my favorite movies you may never heard of. I could probably do 20 of these lists, so this will be number one. I'll be like number one in the title, maybe I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna start it off with Dead and Breakfast, starring none other than David Carradine. A bunch of, I guess they're college kids, get stranded at a bed and breakfast. Not Dead and Breakfast. That's the name of the movie. They get stranded at a bed and breakfast, and they're surrounded by hordes of zombies, and they have to fight them off in the most comedic way possible, if you ask me. It's very underrated. I've actually never heard or met anyone that has seen this movie that I didn't show to. So we're going to toss that aside. And then my next movie is what I consider, a survival horror, nature survival horror. Another one that I've never heard anybody talk about, and this is from Magnet Releasing. Magnet has made some of the most underrated movies I've ever seen. There's a bunch of good stuff from Magnet. Except for ABC's of Death. Fuck that shit. Anyway, The Canyon. It's even still got my Blockbuster sticker from when I bought it from Blockbuster when it went out of business. I still smell the sticker. It smells just like Blockbuster. Anyway, two tourists are at the Grand Canyon, and their tour guide... Actually, I'm not going to tell you. I might do a review on this one. I'm going to do a review on all these movies, but this one... Just imagine getting stuck in the Grand Canyon. You thought the descent was... Yeah. I mean, there's no monsters in this movie, but just the fear of being stranded in the wilderness with not knowing whether you're going to be rescued ever. That's pretty messed up. And the next movie is Creep. Not to be confused with the Mark Duplass movie Creep. This one's British, and it has some very good performances. I don't know how anybody hasn't seen this. It's, what's that guy's name? Christopher Smith. And he's done some movies you probably don't know you did see, which maybe you haven't because, yeah, those belong on their own list. So we'll probably do another list with, his movies on there. They'll probably make each one of these videos. Who knows? Who knows? The next one, why are you over there making noise? Now I'm going to have to start the video over. God. Anyway, Feast. Look at that. Executive producers Wes Craven, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck. That's crazy. This is about some lady who wrecks her car and then gets stranded in a bar. And it's kind of a comic book style movie, if you ask me. Every time it introduces a character, it pauses with some badass filter over it with, the name and the description of the character. And, it's pretty much balls to the wall the entire time about some monsters that hold up a group of, strangers that have nothing in common at a bar. I mean, what this should be higher on the list. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, we're going to move on to number 6. Number 6, and I love this. It's got embossed font. Look at that. Look at that cover. And it won an award. It's called Splinter. And this kind of movie deserves its own little subgenre. It's, horror movies where the person you think's going to be a villain, spoiler alert, ends up saving the day. God, I shouldn't have told you that, but maybe you should watch it and find out what I'm talking about. It's about some kind of alien organism. It's got callbacks to The Thing by John Carpenter. Everybody loves John Carpenter, don't they? I sure do. And then the next one, number 5, one of my favorite Christmas movies that I've never heard anybody talk about until the other day in Killer Flicks, somebody posted about this video and it touched me in ways you couldn't imagine. And that's Dead End. And it stars Lynn Shay and Ray Weiss. Is that his name? Ray Weiss from Twin Peaks. He was also in a television show called Reapers, and if you haven't seen that, check it out. Starring Tyler Labine. But anyway, you're going to grandma's house and the road goes nowhere. And then, you know, scary stuff, spooky stuff, stuff of the macabre start happening. One of the best underrated films that you haven't seen. Definitely check this one out. I'm definitely going to do a review on that one. And some of you might have heard of some of these next entries because that's why they're high on the list. People, you know, hopefully have heard of these, but I doubt it. I doubt it. Here's another British one. Eden Lake. Michael Fassbender in a horror movie? Yeah. Why doesn't he do more? Because he's a very good actor, and that's the problem with most horror movies these days. There's not any good acting. I started believing half this shit was real. I had to look it up and make sure it wasn't based on a true story. And for all I know, you know, it is. But it's about this lovely couple that are vacationing near a lake somewhere in the backwoods of Europe, apparently, because it's sort of British. They have British accents. I don't know. I'm not very well versed in geography. But, you know, they meet some punk-ass kids, and the punk-ass kids are punk-ass kids. And the ending will fuck your shit up. Oh, and I'm sorry if there's any small children in the room. I should have put like a warning at the beginning of the video. I tend to say the F word a lot, so please forgive me. Anyway, moving on to number 3, a movie from Thailand and Dimension Extremes. When Dimension Extremes... Oh my God. I don't know if you can see this. I can't see what I'm looking at or what you're looking at. 13 Game of Death. Now, some of you might have seen this, you know, half-assed, I'd call it, a half-assed remake where they just, you know, tone it down, you know, for mainstream audiences. Just like every other foreign remake out there, like Martyrs, Inside, which are some other movies you probably never heard of. But this is about a guy who's down on his luck, lost his job, lost his girlfriend, gets a phone call, and they're going to give him billions and millions of dollars if he completes 13 tasks. Each task is descending farther into madness as the movie goes along. Maybe you should check it out. Hopefully it's on Amazon Prime. Even if you got to pay $3 for it, definitely. Well, you should just go out and buy it. Buy it off of Amazon. And I hate Amazon. I like finding my movies in the wild. Speaking of which, wish I would have found this one in the wild. Look, 10 years for this bad boy right here. And if this was the top 10 unknown slashers, this would be number 1. But right now it's number 2, and that's American Gothic, based on the famous painting of the same name. And look, they did a really good job. This is one I want this poster. This poster could be hanging up in my background and everything be cool. It's about some, you know, are they teenagers? I don't know. Is anybody ever a teenager in a horror movie? No. It's always like 20, 30, maybe Sleepaway Camp. Hopefully you've seen Sleepaway Camp, because, you know, I don't hear enough people talk about that except for, you know, the horror group I'm in on, what's that thing called? Facebook? Facetube? U-Book? Okay. Anyway, American, look how pretty that is. These people get stranded on this island, and there's some old people, and they're pretty creepy, like, even more so than the Addams Family. And they got these, you know, even older, like 50-year-old, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds running around, little 50-year-old toddlers running around, and they may be killing people. Somebody should call the local local authority, but you know, they're on an island, so nobody gives a shit. All right. The number 1 movie you may have never seen or heard of comes from John Carpenter. Like, you should have already watched all his movies anyway, right? Am I right? And Lee from Drum Dums, I swear to God. Look at me. Look at this. I want my fucking review, man. I got nothing else to look forward to until, you know, Halloween that everybody won't shut up about comes out on my birthday. And that's In the Mouth of Madness. Holy shit. I never even intended to see this movie, okay? The case, like, sure, it's cool now because I love the movie, but back when I was 14, 15 years old, I thought that looked stupid. It was about a book. I don't like reading. I want to watch a movie. Why would I want to watch a movie about a book or about the process of book making? Well, that's not what it's about. It's about Stephen King. It's about Stephen King, and he goes missing, and this insurance investigator goes to make sure it's not a big hoax, and he gets trapped in the pages of a book that hadn't been finished yet. And then everything in that unfinished book starts happening for real, and he realizes, you know, something ain't right here, and it's scary as shit, okay? The second time I watched it, I was showing it to my friend. I forgot all about this one scene. You'll see it. And let me know in the comment section below if this happened to you when you saw the scene you think I might be talking about. It happens. I jumped behind the couch. I was terrified. Absolutely terrified. So there's 10 movies you might not have ever heard of that I love. Tell me in the comments section below if you even watch this. I don't think anybody's watching. Anyway, if you like this video, comment below. Let me know some movies that maybe I should check out that I might not have ever heard of. But I doubt it, because all I do is play on IMDb and look up, movies that I've never heard of. That's all I got for you. Like, subscribe if you want to. You don't have to, but I would like it if you did. I'd like to grow my channel, because I swear to God, I'm going to get better as time goes on. If you don't believe me, I don't know. I can't stop spending money at the Goodwill. Hopefully I can find all the equipment I need at the Goodwill. That's a whole nother channel for a whole nother day, isn't it?